Oliver, another week, another baying British public after a FTSE 100 CEO. This time G4S. Is the clamouring justified?
Well, certainly it's a big blow to them. They had a contract to supply security personnel for the Olympics. They've not managed to find enough people, so the armies had to be drafted in, and G4S will have to pay for it. It'll cost them, make them a loss of about £50 million. It's quite an embarrassment for them, particularly given that the Olympics contract originally wasn't going to be hugely profitable for them. They were doing it largely as a way to generate some good PR around the Olympics, so it's really backfired for them.
And it's a different situation to the Barclays one with Bob Dylan. Nick Buckles has been around for 5 years or so. Unlike Barclays, where the share price has halved and it's underperformed the banking index, G4S has done pretty well over every time period.
It's done pretty well. Since Nick Buckles became chief executive in July 2005, the shares are up about 90% against about 10% for the FTSE 100. So the shares have really outperformed, and that's on the back of a very strong operational performance. He's expanded the company, revenues have grown about 90%, profits have almost doubled. He's expanded more into government work in the UK. He's expanded into emerging markets. It's all been quite impressive.
And presumably there's more than just the short-term hit which is captured in the big share price move today. Is there going to be repercussions down the line in terms of profitability from this? Well,
there might be. Certainly the forecasts for this year have come down. Analysts have reduced their earnings per share forecast by about 9%, and because of that the shares are down about 9% today. Beyond that, there's the possibility that it might lose contracts further out. People see how badly it's performed. But nevertheless, there's a bigger picture here, and it looks like the share price fall might be overdone. The shares are trading on about 11 times earnings at the moment against a historical average of about 13, so they're starting to look pretty cheap.
And in terms of sort of future contracts with upcoming Olympics and so on, is there any way you think that the company can grow into that valuation?
I think they can grow into the valuation. I'm not quite sure the Brazilian organisers of the next Olympics and World Cup might be very keen to recruit G4S to do their work. But there are a lot of opportunities in emerging markets and in the UK, where the government's very keen to outsource a lot more work in prison management and police station management. G4S is a major player in these markets.
And how strong do you think that relationship is at the moment?
I think it's pretty strong. I mean, the government might want to row back a little bit, but it's such a major player, I don't think the government will see it as a practical thing to do to cut G4S entirely out of the market. So I think there'll be a solid bedrock there. But in any case, it's worth remembering that the UK government work is only about 10% of their turnover against about 30% for emerging markets.
Well, I'm sure there are companies everywhere questioning their relationship with the Olympics and hoping it goes well and doesn't backfire like this one. Let's see what happens with this CEO. Thanks very much.